Yeah, just
Well,
joking. But
well,
thank you.
yeah, it's fine. Or Stas. Stas the champion.
Yeah.
Welcome. Good to see you.
Yeah, for me it was very, very sad thing that you don't have a lesson this morning. You
Yeah. Yeah, Wednesday morning I'm unavailable.
every week.
Every Wednesday, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's always like that.
I will know.
It might change in the near future, who knows? But for now, Wednesday mornings, or the usual time in the morning that I teach, my time.
I understand.
Wednesday is not that same time. Hello, everyone. Hello, Maria.
Yeah. Hello, guys.
Hi. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Hello, Pavel. Yes. Hello, Pavel. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, good. And hello, Alex.
Only one who thinks that Maria picture is very strange. I thought it's just new girl and we need to introduction again.
No. This is I'm and Leonardo. I'm only change my profile. That's all.
And you change your appearance very well because on the previous pictures it was another appearance and for me I'm shocked.
I'm the same. Don't say that I'm not the same.
I think it's plastic surgery.
No.
That's why we don't see you 3 days, 4 days.
Trans hair.
Yeah.
No.
Or you just stole somebody's photo.
No, that's Maria. She's a beautiful girl. You can see.
I know.
Yeah.
No, thanks. No. Yesterday I can't visit our class because he was full. Really, so much people that I can't do. I hadn't access.
You didn't get a chance to join. Yeah, it was too fast.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
I think 8 people is full, or 7. I don't know. How?
Yeah, 8 students is the max.
8. Okay.
It's a shame you missed out. We had a great time. Yeah.
Yeah, but without me, it's not great.
Yeah, there's no lesson quite like.
Not so great.
Exactly.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, well, it's good to have you with us. Good to for you to join, and good to have you all here. Yes, and we have a new student, Tanya.
Oh.
It's not Tanya.
I would like to apologize. I used the account of my wife, and so that is why it is Tanya. But to tell the truth, my name is Maxim.
Oh, you're Maxim. I see.
Or you just likes when you call Tanya, and it's just full explanation.
Nickname.
Yeah.
A nickname.
Just call me Tanya. I like it.
I just didn't have time to create a new account.
Yeah, that's no problems. So, Maxim, this is your first lesson with us, am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? We can see that you like to spend your time in the dark. There's no lights, so we can barely see you. We can just see a little
vampire.
Yeah.
I'm from Tver, and I'm in the dark because of I'm in the room there. I try to hide from children because if you find me. I think the lesson for me will be maybe will be cancelled.
I see. No problems. No need to be ashamed of your children's room. It's all good. So tell us something else about yourself. What do you do? Are you a student or do you work? What's your profession? What are your hobbies?
I'm working in an international company. I'm a service engineer, and my main duties and responsibilities is to working with compliant reports from customer about brake equipment, and sometimes to take participation in a commission examination of brake equipment, and sometimes is repairing it.
Okay, interesting. Cool. Do you have any hobbies?
Yes, I have. My main hobby is swimming.
I see. So you enjoy swimming. You're a very active person. Swimming is a very healthy sport or activity. Yeah. Any other hobbies?
Reading and computer, like others.
Nice. And studying English, yeah?
Of course.
This is a new hobby for you.
Maybe.
Maybe. All right, good. Well, very nice to meet you, Maxim. Welcome to the family. So you haven't met any of the other students, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So let's hear a brief intro. As always, guys, do your magic. So maybe Alex, if you want to start off the
Yeah, of course.
intro series.
Hello, my name is Alex. I'm from Moscow. I'm 30 years old. I'm database engineer at some government organization. I love sports. I love table tennis. I love riding a bicycle with my friend. I love to play bass guitar with my rock band. And I have a beautiful wife. She's standing right next to me. And now she is on the couch. Sorry, that's all.
Yeah, put the camera on. She'll straight away run away.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, they don't like. I don't know. My case, probably that might be the situation. All right, lovely. Thank you, Alex. Stas.
Yeah, my name is Stas. I'm 25. I'm from Moscow. I'm line manager in big electronic company. I'm like basketball, Muay Thai, books, cinema, theater, and that's all.
Thank you very much. Okay, Maria.
What about me? My name Maria. I'm from St. Petersburg. I'm one momento. I'm engineer. I have a dog. You can see this. My dog's hunt in my photo. I prefer active life. I like English. I really love lessons with Alan, with guys. I mean, constant guys like Alexander, Stas, and Pavel. And I work with Pavel in pronouns class, and this is really interesting. That's all.
Very good. Thank you, Maria. Pavel.
Hello, my name is Pavel, and I like studying English. I used to study Spanish, but now I cancel it because I can't. I can't study both languages simultaneously. And I've worked as a chef in a restaurant for about 7 years. So I've just graduated from college, and now I'm looking for a new, exciting job. That's it.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Okay.
You're welcome.
Let's have a look. So many thanks. What's going on? Thanks. Everyone's saying thanks in the chat. Yes. So, Maxim, my name is Alan. As you can see, I am Australian. I have spent most of my life in Australia. I was raised there and educated there. Right now I'm living in the UK. I've been here for about 3 years. I also spent about 5 years in Germany, 2 years in Egypt, and other places which are a secret. Yeah, not really, but not really a secret, but yeah, maybe you will find out in the future if you remain loyal students. Anyways, I like sports like many of you, and I enjoy playing football, and I follow it quite a lot as well. And technology is something I enjoy. I like to keep up to date with the latest gadgets, high tech. As you can see, I have a son who's just walked in. If you can see. Say hi. And yeah, I also like history. I like to, study about various cultures and languages. Not necessarily learn all the languages, but I'm interested in, finding out other languages and comparative religion and so on. Okay, there you have it. Hello, Natasha.
Hello. Good
Good to see you. No, I won't tell you everything, Alex, because it'll take too long. And yeah, so Natasha, we have just introduced ourselves. So why don't you introduce yourself briefly, because we have not Tanya, but Maxim. Maxim is Tanya's husband, and he's using her account. Okay, so tell us something about yourself, Natasha.
Okay, my name is Alex. I am from Minsk, Belarus. I am a professor at Medical University on Department of Hygiene for Children and Adolescents. Besides that, I like reading, watching movies, especially sci-fi, fantasy, and so on. I enjoy to do yoga and play with my children.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Okay, good to see you all. Welcome. Maxim, do you have any questions before we start?
No. I don't have
Okay.
any questions.
All good. Anyone else would like to ask anything or mention anything? No. Okay. All right. Just to briefly tell you what we're doing here, Maxim. Basically, this is a IELTS preparation lesson, and here we I'll screen share this so you can see what we're doing. Yes, it's based on AustraliaNetwork.com. It's an Australian website which helps students prepare themselves for the IELTS examination. So there are 3 series in total, as you can see on the right here, and we are on the 2nd series and on episode 16. There are over 20 episodes. So what actually happens here is that I play this video, which is a 10-minute video, and I will not tell you what it's about. So the students basically watch the video, and you may take notes or write down important keywords, because after the video is over, I will ask you to summarize the video for me in your own words. Yeah, so basically tell me, what did you understand from the video, or what did you learn from the video? So this is like more an upper intermediate level. And yeah, after that we will go through the study notes. Basically, we go through this particular topic in more detail, and we have some activities or exercises towards the end of the video. Alright, so I will now start the video and try to, make notes of the important words or keywords because that will help you to summarize the video later on. Alright, so here we go.
Hello, I'm Margot Politis. Welcome to Study English IELTS Preparation. Today we're going to look at how English users indicate negative meanings. One of the ways we can do that is with the word not. And we're going to meet a glass artist talk about his craft. The ancient art of hot glass blowing dates back 5,000 years to the Egyptians. Listen to Mark Douglas, the artist, talking about glass blowing today.
I think people are fascinated about glass in a sense. I know my grandmother had a beautiful glass vase on her dressing table or whatever. It was always, don't break the vase, it's this precious thing. The techniques I use for glass making aren't that dissimilar than what has been around for like centuries.
When English speakers want to give something a negative meaning, they use negative words such as not, she's not coming, no, there's no music, nobody, nobody saw the crash, nothing, there's nothing to eat, nowhere, he's nowhere to be seen. All these sentences have only one negative. When constructing negative sentences, English only allows one negative. Using two negative words, such as nobody and not, together in a sentence can give the opposite meaning to the one intended. So, for example, I did not see nobody. With this double negative, this literally means I saw somebody. However, watch Mark Douglas again and see how he uses a double negative to give a positive meaning.
The techniques I use for glass making aren't that dissimilar than what has been around for like centuries.
Mark says the techniques aren't dissimilar. Aren't is a contraction of are and not. So he uses the negative word form not. Dissimilar is made up of the negative prefix dis and the word similar. So he uses not and dis, both negatives, in one phrase. These cancel each other's effect, giving a positive meaning. Look what happens when we leave them both out. The techniques are not dissimilar. The techniques are similar. By saying the techniques are not dissimilar, he is drawing attention to the fact that this may be surprising and not what you might expect. He's saying that it's surprising that the techniques used today are similar to ancient techniques. This idea is reinforced by Mark using the negative word unchanged when talking about the techniques. Listen to how he uses unchanged.
So the basic techniques of gathering, blowing glass, putting a bubble into some glass, shaping it, pretty much have been unchanged for a long time.
Mark says the basic techniques of blowing glass have been unchanged for a long time. He does not say the techniques are the same. He chooses a negative to draw attention or emphasize that something has not changed. Let's try another example. The student was not unhappy with her test score. Cancel out the negatives, not and un, and you have the student was happy with her test score. The two negatives cancel each other out, leaving a positive statement. However, not unhappy is not the same as happy. The student may not have received an excellent score, but she didn't receive a bad one either. The student is not happy, but not unhappy either. So this sentence expresses a subtly different perspective and attitude than the simple positive statement, the student was happy. You can practice this construction by adding the prefix dis or un to many words. Not disloyal, not dishonest, not uncommon, not uncomfortable, not unkind. Before you know it, it will not be unusual for you to use negative expressions. In part 3 of the IELTS speaking test, you'll be discussing something linked to the topic you spoke about earlier in the interview. Let's focus on the features of a good response to part 3. You'll be expected to use more complex language because of the diverse tasks. You could be describing something, speculating, suggesting, stating an opinion, comparing, contrasting, or explaining. Let's imagine Mark Douglas is participating in the third part of the interview. Earlier, we heard Mark talking about glass blowing as an art form. As a follow-on question from part 2, the examiner could ask, for example, do you think some countries value glass art differently? Let's listen to how Mark answers this question.
I think Australians' perception of glass is a lot different than European or American. Like Europeans, because they've had Venetian glass around for a long time, they tend to appreciate how hard it is to make glass or the value of it. Australian people tend to look at whether it's mass-produced and then sit it next to a piece of art glass and can't really see the difference in it that much. Like, it's not as if it's sort of money of it. I think it's just a psyche of collecting, which I don't think Australian people have that passion as much as European or American people.
In response to this type of question, you'd be expected to state your opinion about people's perception and appreciation of glass art. Did you notice the words he uses when giving his opinion? He says, I think Australians' perception of glass is a lot different. I think it's just a psyche of collecting. I don't think Australian people have that passion. Europeans tend to appreciate how hard it is. Australians tend to look at whether it's mass-produced. It's clear from his word choices that he is expressing his own views. You would also be expected to make comparisons like Mark does when he says, Australians' perceptions are a lot different than Europeans. It's important to vary your sentence structure. Mark uses a variety of sentence structures that are grammatically correct. He makes complex sentences, sentences that have more than one clause. He uses the subordinate conjunction, because. I think Australians' perception of glass is a lot different than European, because they've had Venetian glass around for a long time. He also uses the coordinate conjunction, or. They tend to appreciate how hard it is to make glass, or the value of it. Mark's speech flows smoothly because he uses contractions. He says, they've had Venetian glass. It's mass-produced. Can't really see the difference. And it's just a psyche of collecting. How would you assess Mark's response to the question? I think his answer was relevant and effective. He demonstrated good grammatical range and accuracy. He spoke at a good pace, and he used clear pronunciation. These are all goals you should aim for too. To find more information and tips for your IELTS test, just visit our website at abcasiapacific.com/study English. That's all for today. I'll see you next time on Study English. Bye-bye.
Alrighty. There you have it, my dear students. Since Maxim is the newest of students, why don't you try to give us a summary? What did you understand from this video, Maxim?
This video is about the rules of using negative negative meanings, double negative meanings, and for example, then we use double negative meanings. It has the different meaning. It has positive meaning, but to an explanation in another way.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. Anything else?
And for this moment, yes.
That's all? No problems. Very good. Thank you very much, Maxim. Okay, let's hear the other students. Natasha, could you tell us, give us your summary about the video?
Okay. One example of this video, we hear about negative meanings, such as we have used not only one negative word, for example, not or didn't, and so on. We can use prefix like as on, this, and this prefix to bring negative negative means to sentences. And if we use not plus negative prefix, for example, not unhappy, we as a result have positive means. For example, not unhappy is like happy. And when we use such negative means, we can use in exercise conjunctions, for example, because, or, and they help us explain a situation and to compare, yes, compare different situations. And in the end, I understood that when we will have exam, we will have pass exam, we have to show our relative effective speed, good grammar rate, and clear pronunciation.
Yes. Very good. Excellent. Thank you very much. That was great. Okay, Maria?
Yeah.
Let's hear your summary.
First of all, I want to notice that I'm not don't agree with teacher about clarity or clear pronunciation of this guy, because many things I really can't understand. Her pronunciation, it's clearly for me. Maybe she spoke a little bit slowly, but this is all understandable. But this guy sometimes really quickly, and I can't listen the end of phrases or some words. And about contents and overview, this about negative. We can use prefix and words like no to add to another words. For example, nothing, no, there. Prefix this and on can change words and can and give us can help us to give opposite meaning of something, or to use I forgot. Stop. And a teacher talked about double negative. This is sometimes it's look really impressive and can emphasize something. And for example, aren't dissimilar technicals. It's the same. Technicals are similar. Double negative give us plus, not negative opinion. For example, we can use prefix. Prefix can give us a chance to do our sentences more rich, more not successful, but more not beautiful, how to say, I don't know. But for example, glass, blow glass, or blow the glass, blowing glass had been unchanged. Use a prefix "an" give us not negative sentences, but change meaning of all sentence. And in the end, she said about we need always think about sentences. I mean, how to build and not build. About, she said about consumption and about what we can add to our speech, that to do our phrases more native and more that's all. I don't know, sometimes I'm really confused now. That's all. Everyone understand me. Sorry, but when I can't really see a face near with me, I mean face to face, and everyone silently, I really confused. That's all.
Then we must talk when you're talking.
No, that's fine. No problems. You've done a great job, Maria. That was marvelous. Thank you very much. Okay. Yes, let's keep going. Okay. Pavel?
Okay. The girl told us about negative meanings, first of all. And in English, for bring negative meanings in a sentence, they use words such as not. For example, she's not coming. Or no, we have no coffee at all. Or no longer, something like this. And nobody, nothing, nowhere. Basically, English allows only one negative to bring negative meaning in sentences. And if you use sentences like I did not see nobody, it equals I see somebody, actually.
Yeah.
And English person use a lot of contractions such as and, isn't, something like this. Actually, if you want to use negative not plus negative prefix, it gives us positive meaning. For example, the techniques are not dissimilar. It equals they are similar, but it express surprising. They have been unchanged for a long time. And another example, the students was not unhappy. It means actually not happy and not unhappy either. So something in the middle.
Very good.
And also not disloyal, not uncomfortable. It's the same. And in the end of the rollick, we heard about the third part of the IELTS speaking task. It requires from us describing, speculating, state our opinion, comparing, and actually examinators will ask us such questions as what do you think about, and to state our opinion we should use such expressions as I think, I don't think, people tends to be, and we have used comparing. For example, Australians like surfing more than Europeans. We have to use complex sentences. For example, more than it contains more than one clause, and use because or for smoother speech we should use contractions they've, its, can't, and good pace and clear pronunciation. That's it.
Very well done, I have to say. Thank you, Pavel. That was excellent. Okay, Alex.
Yeah, I turned my brief in my brief. In this video we've been talking, okay, about negative words, not, no, nobody, nothing, nowhere, etc. So one negative construction in a sentence is more common, but we can use or could use double negative to show something subtle changes about not unhappy. It's not equal to happy. It's in between between happy and happy. It's okay. And likewise for the not dishonest, not unkind, not unusual, and etc. Subtle. Yeah, thank you. And second part was about third part of IELTS exam. In this part there were just some tips about how we should use our language to show that we could or we can use it very fluently and without pauses like I doing now or something like that. It must be very fluently, using complex sentences and using some words like because or to complex sentence. And I think that's all.
Very good. Thank you very much, Alex. Yeah. You see, every time we do these summaries, I mean, we have this particular, IELTS preparation lessons twice a week. So every time you attend these lessons with me, this gives you plenty of practice to perfect your fluency and your cohesion when it comes to, retelling or summarizing something that you've watched or heard Yeah.
Mm.
So this is great practice. This is why I always ask you to summarize it for me, and to, even though everyone else has already summarized it,
Yeah, yeah.
it's not about repetition and what we've heard, mentioning the things that were in the video. It's about you practicing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Okay, Stas.
Yeah, I just want to say that I am the last one and already said everybody and in details. I can only summarize that in this video, this lovely girl said trying to explain how we need to use negative meanings, negative sentences, and we need to note that double negative mean positive. And in the second part of this IELTS preparation, she has some tips for listening. That your answers must be you need to suggesting, you need to explaining, you need to make more comparisons. You must state your opinion, because then your answer is more interesting. It's cooler. It's great for passing successful the IELTS exam. That's all.
Okay, very good. Nice and brief. Thank you. All right. So let us get into the study notes PDF. I've already given all of you the link for this in the chat because Maria will be leaving us shortly. And actually the lesson ends in about 15 minutes anyways. So here is the study notes PDF. So we won't dwell too much on it because I was hoping that we could do the activities. All right, so it's all about negation in this lesson. Everything that we've heard mainly was about, you know, using the negative. So I won't repeat what everything was already said and heard. So I'll just mention some of these study tips. Yeah. So remember that it's important to expand on your answers in the speaking test, especially in the third section. Okay, so when expressing your opinion or providing an explanation, incorporate some subtle negative meanings and use a variety of different negative forms in your answers. This will allow you to demonstrate your use of particular grammatical forms and precise meanings of negative words. Yes. So being able to disagree in a variety of ways will give you a greater command of communication events. So as you heard Margot Politis talk about the double negative, for example, when she said she is not unhappy, what does that mean? Does that actually mean that she's happy?
No.
Not exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's same as she's not uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Does that mean she's comfortable?
No.
No. It's like a less form of that. Like Pavel mentioned, it's in between, yeah? So she's not uncomfortable. Are you uncomfortable? Yes, I am. Well, I'm not uncomfortable, but it doesn't mean that I'm comfortable. So it's kind of in between. Okay, I think all of you understood that quite well. Then, so we have many, you know, forming negatives or conveying negative meanings. There are various ways of forming negatives. For example, negative statements, questions, negative affixes, double negatives, words with negative meanings, expressions emphasizing the negative, and negative transfer. Okay, so here below we'll have a table that summarizes these forms. So I would like you to look at these in greater detail, because there are about 3 pages, 2 or 3 pages of this. So on the left we have the negative statements or questions, or rather the negation, and then the form in use on the right. So yeah, these are all very common. Negative statements and questions are probably the most or the easiest. Then we have negative affixes, an, anti, atypical, amoral, anti, as in antidote, antibiotic, anti-clockwise, antidepressant, antioxidant, antiperspirant, antisocial, antivirus. Okay, contra, contradiction, contraception. Okay, counter, counteract, counterbalance, counterclockwise. So counterclockwise and anti-clockwise are both acceptable. Okay, they mean the same thing. Okay, decode, devalue, decentralize, decontaminate. This is going to be, you know, quite a big task for you. If you don't know any of the words, you're going to have to look them up and translate them, or get them, find out the meanings for them, because there are quite a lot. This, to disappear, to disagree, dislike, and so on. And then we have DYS, dyslexia, dysfunctional. Same pronunciation as the one above, just the spelling is different. However, there are a lot more with DIS rather than DYS. Ill, illegal, illegible, yeah. Illiterate, ill-conceived, ill-equipped, and so on. And then im. You see, im comes, why not in? Im mainly because the next letter kind of requires you to keep your lips physically together. B, m. So imbalance, immaterial, immoderate, imperfect, and so on. So this is more of a you know, pronunciation ruling, if you like, and many more. Many more. Okay, so I'd like you to have a look at them in your spare time. You have the link right there, and then we have words with negative meanings. Yeah, quantifiers like few, little, only. He had few friends after the debacle. Little was known about his whereabouts. Rarely, seldom, rather, completely, utterly. He failed, he avoided. These are verbs. And then expressions emphasizing the negative. Yeah. Yeah, Jane is not the least bit. She's not the least bit worried. So that means she's not worried at all. Yeah, under no circumstances. Very good, Pavel. Yeah. There is no need whatsoever for you to do that. There is no need whatsoever for you to behave in such a manner. Yeah. Or none whatsoever. Have you been involved in any criminal activity? You can say no, none whatsoever. Yeah. You're putting great emphasis on that. You're emphasizing the negative. Yeah, and that's it pretty much. We have some others as well. His actions were not very helpful. Because it's expensive doesn't necessarily mean it's the best. Okay, any questions about these?
No.
All good. Okay, let us see if we can do these activities. Where are they? There they are. Okay. So here Nice and easy. Choose the correct form of the verb from the box below to make the following sentences negative. For example, the principal had given permission for Tom to re-enroll in the course. So had becomes hadn't given permission. Okay, so let's have a look at the first one. Alex, what do you think the first one is?
John isn't worried about taking his driving test tomorrow.
Very good. John is worried? No, John isn't worried about taking. Excellent. Okay, next one. Natasha?
It looks like it is not going to rain. Can I say so?
It looks like it's going to rain.
It's not going to rain.
No.
No?
Well, in a way, you can say that, but there's a better way of making this sentence negative. It looks like it's going to rain. So the focus is here. Looks like. How would you make this negative?
Dislike, but there is like.
No. This is like a phrase. Looks like. Looks like goes to. Ah, very good. Yes.
Wow.
It doesn't look like it's going to rain. Does it look like it's going to rain? No, it doesn't look like it's going to rain.
I see.
You see?
Yes.
Okay. Number 3. Stas?
I thought you'd be flying out tonight. Maybe won't? No? Would not flying out tonight.
I thought you'd be flying out tonight. I thought you would be flying out tonight.
Would not be flying out tonight. Won't.
No. Again, similar trap like the second question. The focus is on thought.
As you know, I never understand the grammar, so it's, maybe.
Okay, how would you make this negative?
I don't thought you would be flying out.
I see the hint from guys didn't.
Yeah.
But
Why
I don't
didn't?
understand why. No,
Didn't. Yes.
I don't know.
Why not don't?
Because it's past time.
Yeah.
Think, thought.
Exactly. Thought is the past of think.
Yes.
Yeah, good. So if this was I think you'd be flying out tonight, then I don't think. But because thought is past tense, we have to say I didn't think you'd be flying out tonight. Okay. Maxim, 4. Your microphone is muted. We don't hear you. Oh, okay, now we can hear you.
I don't think you should go to the party.
Yeah, perfect. I don't think you should go to the party. I don't. Like, remember here? Didn't. Now it's present. So I don't think. Very good. Excellent. 5. Pavel?
I think, haven't you met them before?
Yes. Have you met them before? Haven't you met them before? Very good. Excellent. Okay. 6. Alex?
Michael wasn't told he had passed all his subjects.
Very good. Wasn't. Michael wasn't told. He Was not told. He had passed all his subjects. Okay, 7. Natasha?
I won't be attending the school's information day today.
Perfect. I won't be attending the school's information day today. I will not be, yeah? Won't be. Okay, let me make this a little bit smaller. That's a bit too much. Can you read? Is it still readable? Is it too small?
It's too small.
Yeah?
Yes.
Bit better?
That. Yes.
Okay, 8. Stas?
Counseling services were not available during the holidays.
Good. Were not or
Isn't.
no? What's the
Doesn't.
no? Were not is correct.
So just stop at
Contracted.
this.
when you contract it, weren't. Yeah.
Weren't?
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah. So weren't. Like here. Where is it? Yeah, right there. Okay, 9. Are you busy, Maxim?
Aren't you busy?
Yeah. Aren't you busy? Very good. Okay, and the last one. Pavel?
Jason hasn't worked for that IT company.
Very good. Jason hasn't worked for that IT company. Well done. That was alright, guys. I have to say, you've done well. Okay, we still have a minute or two. Let's see if we can do a bit more of this. The second activity. Make it a bit bigger. Various negative forms and meanings are used in this gap fill activity. Complete the paragraph by writing in the correct negative form the list provided. Oh, sorry, the negative word from the list provided. So here we have didn't, declined, very, the least bit, irresponsible, no, rather, don't, unpleasant, and unfortunately. So what's the first one? Let's see. Alex.
Yesterday, a friend of mine enthusiastically asked me why we are going to see. Why we are not going to see Beyond the Grave, maybe.
It was yesterday.
This is interesting.
Maybe why did not?
Okay, however, this is a quotation. It's a reported speech. A reported speech, even though this happened yesterday, it's a reported speech. So he's quoting what was said yesterday. So it's in present tense, not in past tense.
Why don't?
Why we don't go to see?
Why we don't?
Why don't we?
Why don't we?
Why don't we? Yeah.
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 Why don't we go to see?
Why don't we go to see?
Dracula Beyond the Grave. Very good. Number 2, Natasha.
Okay. I had her invitation and explained that wasn't keen on her film. Maybe I didn't had to didn't had to.
I rather had to decline her invitation.
Maybe unpleasant her invitation, no? And explain that I wasn't what? I wasn't no keen on horror film. No, I wasn't unpleasant. For example, keen on horror film.
No.
But, no.
No.
I felt
Okay.
it was
wasn't.
correct first. I didn't have to.
No,
It was
not didn't.
correct.
Yeah, this is a difficult one. It's not very easy, this
I
one.
rather had to decline her invitation and explain that I wasn't very keen on horror films.
3 and 4 are correct, but not 2. So 3, decline her invitation. What does decline mean?
Reject.
Yeah, like reject. You could not accept it.
Decline.
Yeah?
Yes.
4, I wasn't
I
very keen.
unfortunately had to.
Now it makes sense. I unfortunately had to decline her invitation and explain that I wasn't very keen on the horror film, on horror films, yeah. Okay, you see the picture?
Yeah.
Okay. In fact,
I find them the least bit ghoulish, yeah, and unpleasant.
I find them,
Or maybe like Pavel said, rather ghoulish. No, not rather.
yes, it is, rather.
Yeah.
I
Rather.
find them rather ghoulish, yeah.
Ghoulish? What is ghoulish?
You need to ask Dr. Google. Yeah, we're gonna have to keep going because actually we're over time.
Yeah.
So let's try and finish this quickly. If you're not sure what the word means, quickly look it up on Google.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you for the
Translate.
note.
It's something to do with horror films that are a bit gory, or I don't know if you know what gory means. Like not very pleasant. Next one, Maxim.
For the most part, these kind of films have unpleasant storyline and tend to be all too
No, it's not unpleasant. The first one is not unpleasant.
Irresponsible storyline.
irresponsible storyline, maybe.
No. Horror movies. Do horror movies usually have a storyline?
Well, good. Yes.
Have no storyline.
No.
Ah.
Sometimes, but
Maybe.
it's a rare case. Yeah. Usually they don't.
And tend to be all too unpleasant or all too irresponsible and even unpleasant, like this.
Yes. Yeah, other way around. You can switch them. So unpleasant and even irresponsible.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, Pavel, you can do the last one.
There are usually no positive values at all. She said that she wasn't
Very upset.
No.
The least bit, it's only one we did not use.
Yes, good. Yeah, she said that she wasn't the least bit upset.
That I rather.
That I
Rather, don't, didn't.
no, yeah, we've used rather already.
Didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to go.
Phantom of the Opera instead. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. There's one more activity. You can do that as homework, and you will have the answer sheet towards the end. I'll give you the link of this quickly, and I shall let you go. Fly like birds. All right. There you have it. Thank you very much. Are there any questions?
See you in the next one.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Goodbye.
All right, guys. Maxim, very nice to meet you. I hope you have a great evening. If I don't see you soon, I hope to see you not in the not too distant future. Okay? It's been a pleasure. Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
Bye-bye.